Hello, we are live.
Hello, Facebook.
Welcome to Tweed Talk. I'm having a trouble talking today. I went to the dentist and
You're having trouble talking today?
I'm having trouble talking yesterday. But we are very excited today because we have an old friend. And I tell you, there was maybe 4 people. And we have a few things in common, and probably she knows, and maybe she doesn't know, but we have a couple of things in common.
Hi, Daryl. Welcome.
And we met a long time ago. We're going to talk about that when we bring her on.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we have in common is that from Sullivan County, her, myself, Tyrone, and Gavin DeGraw. Do you know what we have in common?
You are all singers?
No. We all were on Regis and Kathie Lee show.
Oh, okay.
And those 4 people that are from here.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Julie. Welcome, everyone. So we're having an issue.
What's the issue?
We forgot which trivia question we asked last month.
Oh, I think you wrote it down someplace.
Did I?
Yeah,
I don't know if I did.
I think you did. I forgot too, but if you remember, people that are watching us, if you remember, type
the question into the comments. Yeah. And Daryl, we actually have a really good prize for you. You won the trivia question last Monday, and we got some really good stuff coming in.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
We just ordered the new stuff.
Yeah. So if our technical director or our what are we gonna call him? Our PR guy, Daniel or Daryl, if you guys have
all the way from
North Carolina,
North Carolina,
Virginia,
Canada,
yes. And well, Daniel is he's our technical advisor.
Oh, you're talking
and
about
Daryl is our PR guy.
Oh, okay, Daryl.
Yeah.
All right. I had a good conversation. So, Tiny Task is one of my favorite classes to teach. And you know how people like to fool around and they try to fool you into something. So I was teaching the Tiny Task class and I saw Joann.
Okay.
And somebody said, could you challenge her to pool?
Okay.
To playing pool? And I said, why? So they were trying to fool me because, she's been playing for a long time and she's a world champion.
Okay, did you do that?
No, I did not. I knew they were up to something.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew they were up to something. And then the other time I remember she was competing at a beauty competition. Yeah. So, you know what? Let's bring her in and talk to her. Because, I'm going to get long-winded about the stories. Okay,
Facebook friends and family, we are going to bring in Joann Mason Parker, U.S. Open and World Masters Pocket Billiards champion. So as Pedro was saying, don't challenge her in pool. We're not talking about your drunken college pool games. This is like serious
stuff.
Serious stuff. So Daniel and Daryl, get on your job and let's post those links in the comments so everyone can watch her on YouTube. So we're bringing her in right now.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, how you been?
I'm great. How are you guys? Crystal, I'm so excited to meet you.
Hi.
Hey, Pedro, how are you?
I'm super good. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yeah, you guys look great.
We tried.
Thank you.
She kissed
You're
me
so
young.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
She was talking about me, but that's okay.
No, it's not. Crystal's gorgeous.
Yes,
You're a lucky man.
Thank you. Somebody told me that I was a lucky man, so I went down to what's that place in New Jersey? Atlantic City.
You didn't win any money though.
Yes. Actually, she doesn't even know. I went down to Atlantic City. I don't bet, but
Okay.
that day, I think that's when we started dating,
Oh.
or we started talking. And I went to Atlantic City, and I bet something, and I won. So I bought her something that says supermodel on it. See,
Yes.
she forgot about that.
Yes. So many years ago
That was years ago. Yes.
when our love was young.
Mm-hmm.
You're keeping it alive. This is good.
So it is so nice to finally meet you and have you on the show.
Thank
Uh,
you.
when my husband selected to have you on, he would not stop talking about you and showing me videos. Um, so tell us how you got involved with pool, with the game of pool.
Okay, so it's, I guess, I don't know that it's a common story, but it's my story. I'm playing since I'm 4 years old, and my dad was a pro, and I grew up in the Bronx, and I just always wanted to do whatever he was doing.
Okay.
I was a tomboy growing up, and I always just loved sports. And so my dad actually owned with his brother a boys club for the private schools in Manhattan, actually called Cavaliers. And so they taught every sport.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up as a kid, my sister Nancy and I, we just really learned to play so many different sports, but pool was my dad's big deal. And he turned me into a little bit of a caddy. Like I was a little kid and I would stand at the head of the table and he would say, Joann, put the ball here. So
Okay.
it was kind of like child labor. We're not going to talk too much about that. We don't want to get him in trouble. But so I would just watch him. And it was just, I learned through osmosis, you know, just watching him. And I was a visual learner. And, you know, people talk a lot about that now today about different forms of learning and different modalities of learning. And I really was the type that just could watch something and repeat it. So I was a really good mimic. So whatever he did, I did.
Okay, and it was your mother who first started teaching you, right?
Yeah, it actually was my mom, Irene, who put a cue in my hand for the first time. And she was like, this is how you hold the stick. This is what you do. And just went from there. And that was it. I was just hooked. I loved it.
You know, to this day, I still remember your son.
Aw, my Willie.
It's hard to believe that he's so grown.
I know. He's 20. He'll be 26 at the end of the month. He's actually living in Berlin, Germany now.
Wow.
Wow. How is that possible that he's 26 and you look 28?
We don't know. We don't know how I do it.
It just happened.
Maybe it's the clean mountain air that I'm breathing right now. I'm up in New Hampshire right now. Luckily, at my sister's and my brother-in-law's house, they let us just pile in here. We just like sit on their heads. And, it's getting cold here now, though, so we're gonna leave soon.
Now, you made a video years ago.
Yes, I did.
Is that still out for sale?
Not through me, through other companies. But I will share with you a little tidbit of information about that video, which I think is really unique and cool as far as women are concerned. Back in those days, when I made that video, was actually I'm going to date myself right now. So we're going to do that. I made that video. I was 24. So when I made that video, I actually did something a little bit unique in our field. I sold commercial space on the video, had the whole video paid for in advance before doing anything, and was in the profit before one tape even got sold. They were tapes back then, VHS.
VHS?
Wow.
Yeah. And in those days, pool players used to just get like a fee for appearing in an instructional video, and I owned this.
Oh, okay.
So everything, and I was the only woman that ever did this. So I feel very proud of that. Just saying.
Very business
That was
minded.
a cool thing for back then. Now it's not so uncommon, but back then it was unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're first on that. And then how did you meet? I'm gonna mess up this name, but the popcorn guy.
Oh, Orville. Orville
You know.
Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher?
Yeah, Redenbacher.
Redenbacher.
Oh, I said it.
You did.
I have to tell you, this was for me such an exciting time. I was so honored to be able to work with this company because, first of all, I will just say Orville is no longer with us. He's passed, but he was a great guy. He was such an innovator in his own field, and he really supported women, which was very interesting because when I was approached to potentially do this 5-city tour and promote this product line for them, which was called Red and Butters at the time, they got in contact. Their PR company out of Chicago got in touch with the WPBA, the Women's Professional Billiard Association, as well as the Men's Association. And they were thinking who they were going to pick and who they were thinking to have come and do this whole thing that they had in mind as far as a trick shot amateur event in each city. And then all sorts of PR for it, going on talk shows, radio shows, all sorts of stuff. So it was really cool. But originally it was between Steve Miserak, who was actually a big star at the time. He had just finished doing the Miller Lite commercials, which was a huge big deal in pool. And then Ava Mataya, who at that time was Mataya, her last name. Now she's Lawrence, but she was ranked number 1 at the time. And at the time when they hired me, Orville, I was ranked 3rd in the world. So it was between the 3 of us. So when the PR company got all our promo stuff, they decided straight out of the gate, they were going to go with a woman because they thought a woman next to Orville would be cooler and more fun and just have a better dynamic. And so Ava was living in Michigan at the time, I believe. I was living in upstate New York in Monticello.
Right.
Actually met the PR company down in Amsterdam Billiard Club in New York City. And so I met with them down there. And it's so funny you're asking me this question tonight because I just was talking about this with my sister the other day.
Wow.
And so I was telling her, she never knew the story, how it came about. And they came there, and I remember I was so excited.
Of course.
You have to understand, I love popcorn. I'm like a popcorn kid, and I grew up eating Redenbacher popcorn. So when I met a girl in Amsterdam Billiard Club, I was like, you need to hire me. I love this popcorn. Like, I will do the best job for you. Doesn't matter. I love this. I will sell this stuff. I promise you. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. I have to. I showed her how to play pool. I taught her a few trick shots and everything. She went back to Chicago. I felt like she really liked me. I wasn't positive if I was going to get it. Ava's incredible. She is so talented and so gorgeous. And I was like, well, that's really close. And then I had flown out to San Francisco to play a tournament. And then I was flying from San Francisco to go to Florida, actually, to meet my almost husband at the time. No, I'm lying. We were just married. I take that back. We were married already because I'm trying to think of my age. You know, it's like sometimes I go by like what my haircut is like or what I'm wearing. Crystal, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was in my 20s in that photo.
So I fly from San Francisco. Don't ask how I did in the event. It was like, okay. Go to Florida, meet my husband at the Hilton in Deerfield Beach because he was doing some work for the Concorde. And I let them know, I let the PR company know that I'm going to be there, that if they need to reach me, that's where I'm going to be when they're going to hire me. Because I'm going to do the best job for them. Ring-a-ding-ding. phone rings. Hello. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. I was so excited. So they went with me, and it was a great partnership and relationship. And I got to work with Orville and his grandson, who was such a doll, and we had the most fun. And I stayed in the best places. We were at the Ritz, and we were out in Denver at the most gorgeous hotel, and it was amazing.
Here's my other question. You're a superstar in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you learn any Japanese?
Okay. In Japan, I will never forget when they introduced you. They would say, "Joann Mason-san, please show us the break and run out." And I was literally wearing a velvet suit with fox sleeves, and it was very tight. And I had to play pool in that. But I want you to know, and you could see what I'm wearing right now. I'm back with a Japanese company called Navigator. So this is so exciting because I just signed with them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's a new company. They make really great, amazing tips. But I haven't been able to. This is brand new. This is like last week. I'm not joking you.
Wow.
Yeah, this is so cool. Hi, Rio. How are you? So they make really beautiful chalk. This is chalk, the chalk that you put on the top of the Q-tip.
Right.
But what I love about this, check this out. It has this little silicone base for the chalk. So my dad and I always, I'm gonna tell you a quick story here. You have time, right? You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we got time.
Hey, everybody on Facebook. So we always used to joke at tournaments when people wouldn't handle the equipment right and they would get the dropsies and drop the chalk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know they're nervous. Oh yes, you know you got them. Now, this is a little bit like this takes away the edge. Just saying, but I like it.
That would be a really good idea for like people who play like violin, viola, and cellos, because you know the rosin comes in that little thing, and once you drop the rosin, it breaks into pieces.
That's not good.
It's not good.
No.
Okay, let me write.
Violin, don't you, Crystal?
I used to play violin, and I remember dropping my rosin a couple times, and then like it would just stay. It would be like half the rosin would be out, and like you can't use it like that. You throw that out and have like this much rosin left. So mental note.
It is mental, and pool is so much in your mind.
Absolutely.
Yes, just like gymnastics and martial art.
Yeah.
You know, there was some times when I was going to spar with someone, and I freaked them out before I started sparring with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, before I fought them, they already lost.
I heard about those kicks.
Yeah, well, but same thing in gymnastics. We had a girl that used to go and watch everybody, and she would look at the girl that was the best,
right,
and stare her down.
Yeah.
Melissa, you are there. You know who you are.
Right.
She would stare her down, and she would win every meet that way.
But I have a question. Did they have to shake hands first?
No.
No, they didn't do that. So before I would play a match, it was always customary. You would shake hands with your opponent in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad Harvey, taught me when you shake hands with your opponent, you look them right in the eye.
That's right.
And don't waver.
We have a really nice comment. My sister-in-law is watching, and I did not know this about her. She said, loving this. I love shooting pool.
Cool. Nice.
I didn't even know that.
Very cool.
So one of the things that we love to find out about our guests is what you did during the shutdown, like what you did to keep busy? Because a lot of people that are in like the entertainment industry, a lot of their stuff was canceled, so they had to find ways to stay busy. So tell us what you did.
Definitely. Okay, so I love to cook, and I love food, and I love to eat. I have good taste buds. I have a good appetite. I'm not afraid to admit that. So but I'm not a meat eater. So I really dug in and learned a lot more really great vegetarian recipes and vegan recipes. So I'm trying to keep my husband healthy. My husband's a lot older than me, so I'm trying to keep him around a long time.
She's a lot older than me.
Crystal.
I just had last Tuesday was my birthday, and I
saw something about your birthday. Happy birthday!
Thank you. And I went to my friend is now doing these gourmet vegan and vegetarian dishes at this little cafe in
Montgomery.
Montgomery. She did this gluten-free vegan lasagna.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, it was delicious.
That's so great.
So good.
Love it. I just love the creative process of cooking, and you could just do anything really. I mean, long as you have an imagination.
And the time when everything is closed.
Right, exactly. That's correct. And I kept my husband in a little bit of a bubble because we were in Florida, and at that time when everything first came out, Florida was spiking.
Yeah.
It was like way up high, and I was so nervous, and I was a little bit of a maniac because I've been known to be a little bit of a control freak, and I say that really mildly because everyone in my family knows that I'm like the big boss, and I like to control everything and be in charge of everything. So he's looking at you, Crystal. What is it? Strong women.
Yes.
We know what we're doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
they will just mess it up.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
But you know what?
So
I don't mess
going
anything
to
up.
the supermarket. I was like in my garb. I was going to the supermarket. I was coming home. I was going through the driveway, through the garage, and I had my husband have everything ready in the kitchen to wash everything.
Okay.
Washing everything and doing everything. Oh, there's no germs. We shouldn't have any germs. And then once everything was done, and I would get in the shower and I would bathe because I was a maniac. And then I would come out and I'd be like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to make black bean quinoa burgers from scratch, from dried beans, and just go for it, because I haven't done enough today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was my life back then. Not that long ago.
So what I know, and that's crazy. What was your favorite thing that you made, you think?
That was one of them. That's probably why I said that. But I really was getting into my soups. I used to be in a soup business actually in upstate New York. And I was making soups for people that were on Weight Watchers because I really want to keep people healthy. That's like a big passion of mine. I want people to eat healthy. And so I was getting into more interesting exotic soups, and I was doing a lot of soups that were totally vegan, no dairy, no meat, no nothing like that. So I made a really insane zucchini rosemary soup, which my friends in my neighborhood, Kathy, hi Kathy, she loved it. And she was like my taster because I would like go like a little elf and drop these soups off in little containers at the front of her house. I mean, I wouldn't go in her house, mind you.
Right.
Don't get crazy. Seriously, don't get crazy. I was not going in anywhere. I was dropping off these soups, and she was like my taster, and she was loving it. So it was fun.
You know this person I'm going to mention now because she took gymnastics from me actually, and that's one thing that she has in common. You came to my kickboxing class a couple of times. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So Julianne, you know Julianne?
Julie's my best friend from high school. Are you kidding? She's my oldest friend. We're best friends since we're 13.
I guess when you were talking about the soups, her comment was yum, with 3 M's at the end.
Aw, she's a sweetie. We love her. She's an angel.
Have, Michelle Berry, she says, greetings, everyone, watching from the Bronx.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
My
boogie
girl
down
from the Bronx.
That's my old stamping ground. My mother's still there.
Oh, where in the Bronx, Pedro?
Grand Concourse.
Oh my gosh, my grandparents were from the Grand Concourse. Very cool.
Yeah, my mother and my brother are still there.
That's why I like you so much.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to
ask. I actually want to ask her tell us about the charity work that you do. I love that. Okay, so most recently I did for the American Suicide Prevention organization. We did myself and Tommy Kennedy, another U.S. Open champion in Florida, about a little over a year ago. But let's think how long it was. I guess it's now a little bit over a year. It was not this summer, but the summer before down in Florida, we did a really nice charity event for them. It really is very close to my heart because unfortunately, I know too many people around my age that lost children to suicide. Yeah. And I don't want to cry right now because I put eyeliner on. But okay. Just trying to keep it light, trying to keep it light because otherwise I really seriously could take it in a very different, very serious direction. But maybe that's not so bad. But I love that, the selflessness, people that do charity work. So that's such an amazing thing. You know what? Really, Crystal, the truth is, my dad said this to me years and years ago. He said, you have a talent. God gave you a talent. And what you do actually, I used to think like what I did by being a billiards player was kind of like not such a big deal. He said, but you don't understand what you do makes people really happy. When they watch you do it, and especially when you do your shows, because I happen to be, that's like my big deal. For me, that's what I feel. I was always a great competitor. I'm not going to say no about that, but my shows is really where I feel I shine. And to be able to share that with other people and bring other people in and make people happy by just enjoying something and just forget about your troubles on the day and just be able to watch and enjoy and then participate and learn a shot or two. That's really cool. And people love it. And it's really wonderful to be able to share that with other people. And to do it, for good causes. Like that's amazing. If I didn't do that, what could I do for other people in that regard? So I feel very blessed that I have that skill that I can. You should. That's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's cool. Another thing we have in common is ESPN.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. And I was a translator for one of the boxing match.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I know that you were a commentator, and I remember sitting, I know her. So I put it on just to watch because and I also saw you play there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they showed, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I will tell you something, Pedro and Crystal. When I did that, my son was actually 3 years old when I went back and I did the commentary for ESPN. And I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it, and it was fun and all of that. But I don't know if you felt the same way, but when I was sitting in the booth and I was watching them down there on the TV table in the arena, I was like, damn, I need to get back there. I don't like it up here so much. I need to be there.
We had in common, I mentioned earlier, is we both were on Regis and Kathie Lee.
Yeah. Were you guys on the same show?
No, the same show.
When were you on?
1988.
Oh, in 88.
That year.
All right.
And you?
That's interesting. I think it was 89.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was 89. because yeah. Wait a second. Maybe it was 90. It might have been 90, and I'm going to tell you why it might have been 90.
What was your hairstyle?
Oh, you know you're on top of things, Crystal. Right. It didn't look anything like this, actually. I was a brunette. I was like a dirty blonde. And now, see, this hides the gray better.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little easier to maintain. They brought me on that show, and they actually planted me in the audience because Amsterdam Billiard Club, who is owned by the Hunt brothers, but also it was David Brenner, who was partners with them, the comedian, who's no longer alive, unfortunately.
Right.
That's 30 years ago. He was going on that show to promote and talk about Amsterdam Billiard Club opening. So they got in contact with me, and they said, we want to plant you in the audience as though you're a college student, just hanging out, and then we're going to bring you on the show, and then you're going to beat David.
Okay.
And my sister Nancy, got to come with me to the show, and they planted her in the audience next to me, and the audience fans, and then they picked me out. I raised my hand, sure, I'll play. And they picked me out, but it wasn't, sorry, my hair is like, they picked me out. It wasn't Regis and Kathie Lee, but Kathie Lee was out on maternity leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so it was Lisa Gibbons who was on the show with Regis.
Right.
And so it was Regis and I against David Brenner and Lisa Gibbons.
Right.
But so when I got up for my shot and I was running the table, I'll never forget when I watched it back later, David Brenner's face. I don't, and he says under his breath, I don't think she's a regular college student. Who is she? And they were like, afterwards, they were like, because it had to be 1990 because I won the U.S. Open in 1990.
There you go.
She's actually the U.S. Open champion.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And I have to tell you, they always have been the warmest hosts to all pro players when we would go and play in New York City. They like opened the pool room. If you were pro, you could play there for free. They just gave you the front table, and they were amazing. They were really great. They really, really promoted pool in New York City. And I really hope they get to open and not be closed. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah. It's a tough time all around, you know.
It really is. I know.
A lot of stuff is open, but there are a few things that still just remain closed after all these months. So it's really, really important.
It stinks, right? COVID's a drag, everybody.
For sure.
I know.
For sure.
Hey, Harry Mack. Harry Mack is a producer of.
He's one of the
executive producer of Animal Crackers.
Yes.
And he says, "Hey, who's that gorgeous guest?" He was one of our guests. He's a funny guy. He's a really talented martial artist.
One of the executives of Animal Crackers, the film, which is on Netflix.
I do martial arts.
Oh.
He's the he's number one in the movie now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very animated feature. So if you like,
I'll tell you. When I did kickboxing in your class one time, I'm just gonna say like this, I did some kind of a stupid move, jumping backwards off of some kind of a high thing. I don't know what it was. I thought I was like all that, which I totally wasn't. And I completely threw my back out.
You did?
Yes. And I did not, you wouldn't have known it because I would have never let you know that. But when I walked out of there, I literally was crawling to my car.
Really? You should have told me. I would have fixed you.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I I had Bridget. I did a treatment on Bridget the other day. Kleinberger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pedro Tweed, fixer of backs.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you something. I do. I also do Iyengar yoga, and that has saved me. I know you're a yoga girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're a pro though. I'm not a pro.
Not with this hamstring right now.
I just do it for the health of my back.
Yeah. It's really, really, really good. I love it.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so great. I've been up here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and I've been going over to the most, I don't know if you saw a post I put up on Facebook of the most magnificent lake called Forest Lake up here. And so it's very cold right now, but it's still been sunny. And the lake is not officially open, but you can park your car outside the gate and you're allowed to walk in. So I go and I walk in and I take my yoga mat with me, and they have really beautiful picnic tables. So I put my yoga mat on the picnic table because it's dry from the sun hitting it. And plus you can like use it, Crystal, you're going to appreciate this. You could use it to like pull yourself in different directions when your legs are a certain way.
Okay.
It's been amazing for me. Just
Wow.
so good. So good for my back.
But yoga outside is like the best thing ever.
I know. Isn't that great?
It's the best. I was teaching a class a couple of years ago for the adult learning program for BOCES. And it was from like July to like sometime in August. And as long as it wasn't raining, we would go up to the top of the hill by the school, and the field is completely empty, and we would just go outside. The best.
Yeah, that's the best. It really is. Just to be in nature like that. I
Oh
love
gosh. Yeah. So we have a comment from Daryl Brackett. He says, Joann, you and I are about the same age, although you look much younger. You must have remembered the rivalry between Minnesota Fats and Willie Mosconi. Who was better, really?
Not even close, please. Willie Mosconi. Minnesota Fats was a very good player, but he was not the world champion that Willie Mosconi was. No. And I knew Willie Mosconi since I was a baby. My dad actually played him in a challenge match in the Bronx for an exhibition match. Not a challenge match, really more like an exhibition match. And I remember watching it as a little girl, and he signed a $1 bill to my sister and I after that match. And he was a sweetheart. I actually was in one of his trick shot shows when I was early on playing in competition, and he called me up to shoot one of his shots, this special butterfly shot, and I'll never forget it because I missed it the first time. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I missed a shot. My parents used to go to every single one of his shows all over the Bronx. And my dad tells me that he never did not run 100 balls in his show.
Wow.
He always ran 100, which to run a century in a match is remarkable. It's super top notch playing, obviously. But my mother used to always shoot this shot in his show afterwards. He would call her out of the audience because he always knew that she'd make it. Then I get up, and he tells me, and I'm a pro already at this point. I had never shot this trick shot before, though. Never. He calls me up to shoot it. He goes, hit it like medium speed, medium hard. He doesn't realize that what medium or medium hard is. And I'm thinking, oh, he wants me to hit it really hard. I hit the cue ball right off the table. I was mortified.
Did you shoot it again that show?
Yes, I did, and I made it, but I still missed the first time. It was very embarrassing. It was so embarrassing.
So, Daryl, there you have it. You have the answer right from Joann.
Willie Mosconi was the champ.
All right. Thank you, Daryl. That was a great question.
Daryl, how did you know how old Joann was?
Daryl, I think Daryl knows a lot.
Yeah.
Who is Daryl?
Daryl, who's Daryl?
Daryl is a friend of mine from years ago. we know each other through gymnastics, and I used to volunteer for the Special Olympic.
Oh, right. I also worked for Special Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so
nice.
that's how I know him for years. So he knows all the Olympic gymnasts. He actually suggested some of the guests that are coming on later on.
Mm-hmm.
He's right on there. He's like
and he's one of our biggest fans. He's our
No. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Daryl is our second biggest fan.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I misspoke.
So you guys go into positions that I have seen, like with your gymnastic stuff and the way that Pedro holds you and you do stuff. It's sick.
It is sick. I have no idea what I'm doing, but he's a professional spotter. Like literally, he spots kids for you know.
I know. He's so good.
Like, hey, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Just make sure you don't drop me.
Right, and he doesn't, right?
He doesn't drop me. He is never. I dropped him. Do you remember that time? And I dropped him on his head.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm still alive for some reason. So how is Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Thank God he's good. He's good. He's like, he just had his birthday on the 7th of this month.
Oh, okay. Wow. He's a Libra like me.
Yeah, Libra. I love Libras. And he's a lefty, which I'm very partial to.
Oh.
And he's great. He's still shooting golf in like the low 80s, high 70s. He's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Very good.
Yeah, he's a really good golfer. He taught me. I shot 85 the other day.
Wow. Congratulations.
I'm not as good as him. I keep trying. I keep biting at his heels, but he keeps like he's one up on me. I knew that Crystal had played the violin because I read about her.
Oh.
That's how I knew you were a yoga instructor also. And then you're a pro.
Ah.
No, you're a model, but I didn't need to read that you're a model to read that. I could just look at you and know that because I'm a professional knowing what beautiful looks like. I can see. I have good eyes. I know what this looks like.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Where did you come for your beauty party? Talking about beauty.
No, we won't. All right, listen. I never won any of these stupid pageants I went into. I was runner-up in Miss Sullivan County Teen. Yeah, that's right. I was very upset. And Julie talked me into going into that pageant.
Julie?
Yeah,
what?
She did. She's like,
what?
No. You should go into the pageant. Then, okay, I come second in that pageant. And then I get an invitation to go into Miss Teen World. And you need to have money to go into these things because you have to be able to pay for a room. And you have to get yourself there. You have to buy a dress and a bathing suit. And my parents, I didn't come from money. So Julie said to me, she's like, oh, you know Robert Parker from the Concord Hotel. He'll sponsor you. So, okay, all right. This is really a funny story. Do we have more time?
Yeah.
Yes. And Julie asked the question too. So.
Okay. So I'm 16 years old. I'm in the lunchroom at Monticello High School.
Woo!
Julie says to me, you need to go in this pageant. You have to. I'm like, I don't have the money to go into this pageant. My parents don't have money for this. Are you crazy? She's like, call Robert Parker from the Concord. You know him. So I did know him. We won't get into the whole reason how I knew him then. It was through an ex-boyfriend. We'll just say that. And something to do with poker. And so she gives me, I don't know if it was a dime or a quarter at the time. I didn't even have any money left to make a phone call from the payphone. I call the Concord. I get on the phone and I'm like, can I speak to Robert Parker, please? This is Joann Mason. The operator said, how will he know you? I'm like, I'm the pool player. He'll know who I am. He gets on the phone like that.
Wow.
So he gets on the phone. I said, I have a business proposition for you. I need to discuss with you. I'm 16 at the time. I'm in high school. I'm at lunch, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm at lunch. And I'm like, I need to discuss some business. I'll need to come in there. He's like, okay, come on over. I'm like, I'm at lunch right now. I can't come this minute. I can come tomorrow. After 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock. Such a funny story in our family, I swear. So I go over there. I'm in my like very shiny baseball kind of jacket, which was popular back in the 80s, you know. Cowboy boots, because I thought I'm looking cool. He clears his office to talk to me. He's sitting, his shirt is undone, his tie is, he's relaxed, he's smoking a cigar like a big shot. His feet are up on the table. I'm like so nervous. But I'm going in there with a purpose. I go in there and I'm like, I have all the information. I'm like, I've been invited to Miss Teen World. I need money. So he's like, well, how much is it? I said, it's a lot of money. It's $250.
Oh, people don't know how funny that is.
He says, well, why don't you tell me why I should sponsor you? I said, well, the Concord wants to sponsor the winner, don't you? Because I'm just going to just go for it. I have nothing to lose, and I'm just a big mouth. So he's like, call me on Friday, and I'll have an answer for you. This was a Wednesday. I call on Friday. He said, my secretary will write you a check. Come on Monday to pick it up. You're welcome.
Wow.
So that was really cool.
That's like a scene from a movie.
It is like a scene from, maybe we'll make a movie, Crystal. Let's make a movie.
Or a big shot from like the payphone next to the gym. Right? Like I can just see you sitting, closing the door, sitting on the little thing, like, next to the soda machine.
That's
we know some people. We actually interview some people that make movies like that.
Oh. Well, I want you to know that I have a granddaughter through my husband's side. Because yes, I am a little bit too young to have a granddaughter a little bit older than my own son. But my granddaughter, Clara, Clara Hill, who goes by Parker Hill, who's a freaking phenomenal filmmaker. She's had 3 short films in Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh.
Very talented. We're going to be making a movie together about a woman in billiards, but not until she's done with this last this movie. She's in the middle of editing right now. Her first long film, her first full feature. It's a doc.
Awesome.
Really cool. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
We love to go to the Tribeca Film Festival. Unfortunately, obviously this year it was canceled. Yeah, we love to go and watch some great films. But okay, so Julie's question, she said, why didn't you win?
Clearly, I am not pretty enough.
Really? I was there, by the way.
She was. I know why she said that. I didn't hear.
Well, the first comment was, ha, 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 ha. Why didn't you win?
Right, exactly. Because I completely froze when I was doing my speech, and I like stopped right in the middle, and I knew I just couldn't remember another word, and I went, and I said a couple of things which I won't say right now, and then I continued because I remembered after that.
So you ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Well, not in the best possible way.
Oh goodness.
That was
embarrassing. Oh. Julie, we're not going back there.
What hotel was that, Joann?
That was at the Raleigh.
I was there.
No.
I was there.
No.
Yes, I was.
Rothman beat me.
Wait, who did?
April Brothman beat me.
Oh my God.
I was there.
Wasn't she one of your gymnasts?
Yes.
This was I was mortified by what I said on stage. Okay.
What did she say?
I don't remember.
I said, I took the name, the Lord's name in vain.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember because April competed on that, and she was my gymnast, so
And she beat me. We don't like her anymore. Don't like
And
people who beat me.
Rightly so, Joann. I mean,
come on. Can't be doing
Joann,
that.
tell
to win.
what you have coming up next.
Oh, okay. So hopefully I am going to Japan. But I'd just like to say a quick thing. If anybody noticed how cute my shirt is tonight.
So cute.
I know. And look what's even cuter about it. Check this out, Crystal. You'll love it.
Oh my gosh, there's something in the back.
Can you see?
It's not see-through.
It's not see-through. I can play pool in it. I can be modest in it. It looks like a button down. It's got the greatest stretch. You could play in it like a champ.
Wow.
And it's a new company called Pretty Perfect Fit. They're amazing. They and I'm representing them. They just put their website up. Check it out, people. You're going to love it. prettyperfectfit.com. This material is so awesome. They have a few other, they're just brand new, and it's privately owned, and it's all run by all women, which I love. So they're just really cool, all made in America, and this material is the coolest. But check this out. I love the way this sleeve has this little detail right here, like this little notch. I don't know if you could see that. I love it.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's so cute because I'm only 5'4", but if you're taller like you, Crystal, you're a tall girl. It rolls down and it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect.
It'll go down to my wrist and not my forearm.
Exactly. And you need that because you're what, 5'9", 5'10"?
I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
There you go.
She's 5'11" when she's with me, but
remember women and made it USA.
Cool. And I can pop the collar and look cool, which I like because it's like yeah.
Look at that.
Like a good
Top Gun.
It's just perfect. I love it. It's just awesome. And it comes in 3 colors: black, blue, like a really cool cobalt blue, like really, really cool blue, and the white, of course, which is classic. And this is the classic I'm wearing. They also make a tuxedo, and they make a trapeze, which is extremely flattering, which you need after you eat a bunch of the homemade breads that I make.
Yummy, yummy. Okay, so what is the name of the Japanese company?
It's called Navigator. And Rio, we're saying hi to you again, Rio. Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to read this before we let you go. I want to read this last paragraph in this bio, and I just love it in your bio, Joann. It says, Joann currently resides in sunny South Florida with her husband, Robert, and their adorable dog, Rivka. In her spare time, she loves to play golf with her family and friends. She boasts a 12 handicap and won her club championship at the Maplewood Golf Course in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, where she spends her summers. She got an 84 to win by 1 stroke. She was the only woman in the field.
That's true.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Regis Digest and the Battling Beauty.
Yeah. You know, funny. Mike Pinozzo, who owns Billiards Digest for years and years and years, he's the one who came up with that name for me. So we just kept it. Sounds good.
That's good.
Because I'm a very competitor. I'm very, very competitive, but I'm a very, I also really appreciate when other people that I'm playing make good shots too. And I'm like that on the golf course. So it really doesn't matter to me. I'm happy when I see everybody doing well, but I want to be on top in the end. I'll be honest.
Sounds good.
You want to win, but you're not a sore. You're not a sore. You don't have poor sportsmanship.
No, I don't like to lose, but I'll get over it in a minute too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Daryl is asking, do they make men's shirts?
Not yet, but they're going to work on that. Good question.
They're working on it, Daryl.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a minute vote. Well, Joann, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
This was so much fun, you guys. I'm so glad to meet you.
So much
indeed.
fun.
In New York soon. If I get up your neck of the woods, I'm calling you.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm coming to say hello in person.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Joann. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you so much.